Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Monday, September 21st, 2015. So I want to give you my outlook on the S&P 500. We're looking at the SPY here today. We are up on the day. S&P right now up 5.5 points. You have the Dow up 68 points. The NASDAQ has slipped and is now down about 10 points on the day. But again, as you can see from the SPY, the S&P is hovering just slightly higher. We are resting on this downsloping trend line, which is a major trend line. Take a look if I zoom out, folks. If you connect pivot high to pivot high, we gapped above it here and then got back below, pivot high, we finally broke above. And then if you look at the activity on Friday, we chopped along it and then closed below it, but gapped back above it today. So you can see we're on it right here. So this is a major pivot point for me. I would say if we stay above it on a closing basis today, I would have a positive bias going into tomorrow. Now, my outlook going for the next few days into next week is still positive. Now, you might say you're nuts because, you called perfectly the move up to the 203 target, which is exactly what I told you guys weeks ago before this move even happened. And remember that. I want everyone to be super crystal clear. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, people were panicking. 3 weeks ago, the media on CNBC was saying we were going to crash and continue going lower. And I said, no, guys, we're going to go to a 203 first target to a possible 205 second target. Well, guess what the high was right here, 203. All right, so that's your pullback level. But the bottom line is the charts still are intact, meaning that for the time being, the charts have made higher lows. Here's a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So as long as that trend is intact, you have to go with the markets in terms of neutral to upside bias. Now, I wouldn't be exorbitantly positive on the markets because, again, we did hit first target. But short term, I still think that there's a chance that we could float up a little bit, maybe retest 203, maybe even get to this level here, the 205 level right in here. Okay, but again, let the charts tell you. The charts are the predominant factor in what your decision making should be. It shouldn't be emotion. It shouldn't be what the talking heads on CNBC are saying. It really shouldn't be what the Fed is saying. It should be the charts because the charts don't lie. All right, everyone else, any human being can lie. The charts don't. They just tell you flat out what it is. It is what it is, right? So bottom line is, here you have a situation where right now anyways, today, we're still green on the day after a pretty ugly sell-off from this high. But again, watch very closely. If this low at 192.50 gets taken out, then right away you need to go into a bearish movement or viewpoint. Okay? All right. So again, I just want everyone to be crystal clear on that. If we do start to head up, resistance, the big resistance is obviously going to be the high of the day here, clear as a bell. Notice again how we ran up here. We pierced it a couple times and couldn't close above it. You actually had a little bit of a bullish pattern start to form. And then see here, this is a great example of a failed breakout. So we always say big moves come from failed breakouts. So inside bar, right? Green wide range bar, 1, 2, 3 inside bar, and then you start to break out right here, and it fails. And what happens when it fails? It collapses very quickly to the downside. And where does it go? Right to this trend line. If we break this trend line, where's your next target? Gap fill right here, and then double bottom. These are your next two spots on the downside. So you see how the charts really dictate everything you need to know about the markets? All right, you know pivot points up and down. All right, upside resistance, high right here, 200 MAs right there. Downside gap fill, and then double bottom. And again, on a larger time frame, you're just watching this pivot low. This is the last major pivot. And again, I strike that as a major pivot because you went up and came back in here. And then since then, you kind of floated up, and came back in. So you're looking at from this point to this here, and it's still a higher low. If we flush out and we take that out, then now we have a lower low in play. Okay? So just make sure everyone's on point with that, guys. Very, very important. So my outlook, again, short term for today, I'm going to be neutral today because I want to see where we close. If you ask me what do I view for the next week or so, it's going to be neutral to positive because we still have higher lows intact. If at any point this week we make a lower low, if we take out this point here, then you need to be in a negative bias and look for the markets to continue down. And if we do make a lower low, guess where you're going? You're going right back to 183 on the spiders, maybe even 172, which would be your next big target. All right, guys, come back, enjoy, let's party it up, let's make some money here. This is what it's all about. The track record speaks for itself at InTheMoneyStocks.com, third-party verified. Go to InTheMoneyStocks.com and bring up that track record for the Research Center and the options alerts. I have it right here, guys, and again, I can quickly show it to you guys because it is that outstanding for those of you that are newbies. Right over here under free market action, Research Center track record, and there it is. Take a look at that. 729% net return in 2015. No hedge funds doing better, and again, third-party verified. Every trade that we've opened and closed in 2015, you can see red there too, because we do have some losers out there. And again, that's the beauty of it, folks, is we do have losers. It's third-party verified. Every trade we've opened and closed is shown here. But look at that net gain. Last week was an amazing week. Another winner on Netflix, 7.5%. We had 2 in a row on Netflix for 7.5%. Look at that, 7.47 and 7.58. You get your direction. We were long, your entry date, your entry price, your exit date right there, and your percentage gain, and any notes right here by clicking on them. You can bring up the notes, all right? But awesome stuff. Research Center is under, if you want to get the free trial, Research Center is under Investor Trade Alerts right here. Click on Research Center, and there it is, 7-day free trial. You get everything listed under here included in that free trial. This is where the swing trade alerts are posted live, and that's where you're going to want to focus there. And then watch these videos here, and the live broadcast twice a week that we do is just awesome. All right, guys, come to join us. We'll see you soon. Let's make some money.